Hey guys, welcome back to another pickups video. I think it's been over 2 months since I did my last one. And as I mentioned previously on one of my vlog videos, this is a themed pickups video, and as you can guess by the title, it's going to be dedicated to JRPG games because this year I just picked up more JRPG games than usual, I think. And what I did is, since I knew I was going to pick up certain games, I just decided I was going to wait a little bit until the end of the year and just make a year-long, video summarizing all my JRPG pickups. In reality, I should have waited a little bit more because I have one more pre-order that I don't know when it's going to come in, and that is the limited run games Ys Origin on the Nintendo Switch. And it was supposed to come out, I believe, in September of 2020, but the status on the order right now, it's unknown. They're saying 2020, but they're not sure. I don't know if the pandemic had anything to do with the delay of that game. So I figured I'm gonna record a video, and I'll just include that Ys Origin Limited or Collector's Edition on a separate video when the time comes. But without further ado, I'm just gonna get started. And some of them are games that I already mentioned in previous pickup videos earlier in the year, but I'm just going to breeze through the ones that I think I already repeated. Xenoblade Chronicles, the Definitive Edition. As you guys know, I picked up the Collector's Edition here with they call it the Definitive Works Edition. I just had to get it because Xenoblade Chronicles is one of my favorite RPGs of all time. So I had to, open the wallet and, pay up the price. It's a very nice collector's edition with a great art book. I also picked up Final Fantasy 15, the Royal Edition. This will be included, I believe, in PlayStation Plus or it has been offered on PlayStation Plus as a free game. And it's going to get a free upgrade when the PS5 comes around, to include the Royal DLC content, which is pretty cool. But nevertheless, I wanted to have the physical version, and again, I picked this up earlier in the year for a very cheap price. I don't think I mentioned this one in a previous video. In fact, I know I didn't because I picked it up recently. I was kind of waiting for this game to drop down in price, and it finally did to $40, which is that's a major sale on some of the first-party Nintendo titles that don't really go down in price much. But this is another Nintendo Switch game, and it's none other than Tokyo Mirage Session, the FE game that was also out on the Nintendo Wii U, and I do have the Nintendo Wii U game, and I haven't ever played that game. I even ordered the collector's edition, and decided to pick up the Switch version because it's improved, and technically I could have played just the Wii U version, but this is the Encore version. I'm not really sure if it has any additional content or anything, but I figured this is the way to play, and definitely the easy way to play the game these days. So excited to pick this up. Finally, I was waiting on a price drop, and it finally happened. So I'm gonna move back to the PlayStation 4. 2 games on a series that I remember trying the demo for the first game, and it didn't really caught my attention much, but I do want to play these games and give them a proper chance. The first one is Ninokuni, the Remaster edition. This is on the PlayStation 4. I believe it's also available on the Nintendo Switch, but this was pretty cheap on sale earlier in the year at Best Buy, so I believe I still have my GCU discount back then, so that made the deal even sweeter. I do want to go back. I've been watching a lot of anime and Studio Ghibli movies in particular, or I was earlier in the year, and that kind of kick-started my interest in Ninokuni, which again I tried the demo all the way back in the day when the game came out on the PlayStation 3, and I didn't really care much for it. But I figured, this is a remastered version, better graphics, improved games. So, and I keep hearing nothing but good things from people that have played the game. So, definitely looking forward to trying Ninokuni Wrath of the White Witch. That's the subtitle of the game. Looking forward to trying that game at one point. And obviously, I've talked about the second game, Ninokuni 2. I also picked this up from Best Buy. This is the Day 1 edition, Revenant Kingdom, and it's a Day 1 edition that includes, I believe, additional DLC like new weapons and stuff. So, or not new weapons, but additional weapons, I think. So yeah, supposed to be a different story. You don't really have to play the first one, but I think I'm gonna play them in order, even though I don't think they're related to each other that much. So I've heard some good things and bad things. Some people that are fans of the series or fan of the first game did not enjoy the second one necessarily, but you know, I also heard a couple of good things from other people. So definitely looking forward to play those games because they just look so good. I think that's kind of like the appeal, you know, how great those games look. Now I'm going to transition into a series that I absolutely love, action RPG series, and that is Ys. This is Memories of Celceta. I already did a pickups video, or showed this on a pickups video, but I thought I showed it again. And as the time of recording of this video, this is this version in particular, the one that comes with the soundtrack CD and the extra cards here in the back. Those are the contents. As we speak, this is on sale for like $24 on Best Buy. So if you guys have never played Memories of Celceta, or if you have played it on the Vita, but we're looking for a discounted version of the game, pull the trigger, because this is it's a pretty good game. It's not among my favorite Ys games. I played this already and beat it on the Vita, and I'm definitely looking forward to revisit this game at one point or another. The PS4 version obviously has better graphics and whatnot. So again, if you guys are looking into getting to the Ys series, this game is on sale as we speak. So for $24, you know, with all the content, can't go wrong picking that game up. And then let's see, I'm gonna move into a series that I have started. For those of you that have been following my channel, I started my trek finally on playing the Kiseki games, or the Legend of Heroes games. And I already beat Trails in the Sky first chapter. I already beat second chapter. I'm in the process of completing the third chapter now. That's my goal before the end of the year to complete that game. And so in anticipation for the progress that I'm making, I did repurchase a couple of the Cold Steel games, which if you guys follow my channel for if we go back many years to my previous pickups videos, I already own both Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2 on the PlayStation Vita. In fact, I have the Lionheart edition, or whatever it was called, on the for the first game, and then the second game kind of like goes inside that box. It fits perfectly. So I already own the first two games on the Vita, but I decided to pick up the PS4 version. So here we go. I'm just going to show you guys really quick. And these are kind of like the Day 1 editions, or they call it the Decisive edition. And I believe they're all like this. They all come in this very nice box. And this is one thing that I absolutely love about Xseed. They are the publishers of this game here in the West. And they do a fantastic job of packaging a lot of goodies inside a very thin footprint. As you guys can see, this particular game doesn't take a whole lot of room in your shelves, and it comes with, you know, a soundtrack CD. Let's see, it comes with a soundtrack CD, replica 50 mirror coin, a musical selection CD, steelbook. So a lot of nice goodies, as you can see in the back, and I really like the way they presented the game. So. Again, I already own this on the Vita, but you know, I hardly play my Vita anymore, and I do want to play this on the big screen with better and improved graphics when the time comes. Obviously, as I mentioned, I'm trying to finish the Trails of the Sky games this year. Next year, I'm going to focus on the Crossbell duology, which is going to be interesting because those games are not available here on the West. So I'm going to have to do some W's things on my PC to get them you know, working, and then move finally to the Trails of the Cold Steel series, which I know I'm lagging behind in the series, but better late than never. And I've heard nothing but good things about these games, so definitely looking forward to that. And of course, I picked up the second one, Trails of Cold Steel 2, Again, this was published by Xseed. The contents are a little bit different. This one has like bigger cards inside, but it also includes a steelbook and soundtrack CD, as you guys can see here in the back. The box, unfortunately, is a little bit dinged up, as you guys can see here in the corner. Those are the risks sometimes of ordering online. Best Buy had a very quick sale. I remember when I picked this up around May, the month of May, I think. So this is the Relentless edition. They all have like some slightly different names, and you know the cool thing about this is the consistency here, as you guys can see. Same footprint, same spine, if you will, for the boxes. And so, you know, I have the first two, which again, I already owned them on the Vita, but the one that I really wanted to get was Trails of Cold Steel 3. That game never came out on the Vita, and so I decided to, you know, obviously purchase in advance, you know, now that I'm playing all the Kiseki games. And I ordered the early enrollment edition for the PS4. This game came out late last year, I believe in 2019. And to my disappointment, you know, I ordered this and I was excited because I thought it was going to be the same type of situation with the first one and the second one, where, you know, they have the same box, the same footprint, same spine, same kind of like contents. But what I didn't realize is that the publisher in the West changed to NIS America, which is a little bit unfortunate. They're a little bit more, I guess, they're not as warm as Xseed when it comes to, you know, giving love to the fans, in my opinion. So that was a little bit unfortunate. I hate that this game is, you know, the spine is just a regular one, but it does come with extra content, some codes, I believe, for DLC and soundtrack. And as you guys can see here, you have the soundtrack CD and the game. So they packed everything really well and tight inside the regular PS4 case, but a little bit unfortunate. They did have a collector's edition, so I was a little bit burnt, or, you know, sore after not knowing that the contents were not that great. However, I missed out on the chance of pre-ordering the PS4 version, because last year I was not into my Kiseki mode, if you will. But the Nintendo Switch version came out this year, and so I did pick up the Nintendo Switch version. I still have the shrink wrap here. And what I decided to do in order to support the series, even though I kind of hate how expensive NIS America is with their limited editions and whatnot, I decided to pre-order. This is just the regular game, but let me show you here, guys. It's all the way here. I have the box edition, Trails of Cold Steel 3 for the Nintendo Switch. Again, the PS4 version came out earlier, hence why I was not able to secure that. But decided to kind of, you know, support the series, I guess. You know, put some money towards the goal of NIS America bringing more Nihon Falcon games to the West, and so I decided to pull the trigger and pay for the very, in my opinion, overpriced collector's edition. Those run $99.99, which I think it's a little bit on the high side, but again, it's a series that I'm starting to enjoy a lot, and I feel it'll be worth it. And I feel like, even though I'm not even close to playing the Cold Steel, for example, 3 and 4 games, I feel like if I don't pick these kind of things up now, I'm going to be regretting it later. So might as well get the collector's editions, just in case, you know, to avoid any regrets later down the road. And of course, you guys are probably seeing where this is going, where this is going as far as the pickups. I did pick up Trails of Cold Steel 4. This is fresh from the oven per se. This just arrived in the mail a couple of days ago, and again, this is the collector's edition. It includes this pretty cool sleeve in here, and the box and the contents are all pretty good. A pretty nice touch from NIS America was to include stickers saying, you know, do not open this art book or whatever, it's full of spoilers. So a pretty nice warning there for people like me, you know, who haven't, played these games yet. So yeah, pretty happy to have this and support the collector's edition, even though again, in my opinion, they're a little bit overpriced. But yeah, happy to see these games being published, and hopefully we get to see the crossbill games here in the West. That's kind of like my pipe dream. Even though there are ways to play those games digitally on PC, it'd be nice to have an official Western release of some sorts. To me, it's incredible that hasn't happened yet. But I believe a PS4 version in Japan came out earlier in the year, and that brings me some hope that all they have to do now is basically translate the games to the West, and hopefully someone picks up the bill and does that. But that's for the end of games. But I do have some, I guess, collectibles or accessories that I also picked up. I'm going to start with books. As you guys know, I every now and then I pick up illustration books and art books and whatnot. So earlier in the year, I picked up the Ease. What is it called? It's just called Ease the Art Book. I've seen a couple of YouTubers already review this amazing book. I've seen Fabrilon did a pretty detailed video on this. Johnny Millennium, Happy Console Gamer, he also did a video of this many years ago. So I was kind of waiting for this book to drop in price, but this is one that holds its value pretty well. So I decided to pull the trigger and pay almost full price. If you guys have this on Amazon, sometimes they drop in price just a little bit, but not a whole lot for these books for whatever reason. But a fantastic book. I plan to do a book overview of this. I used to do that a lot in my channel, but I haven't done one in a while. Videos where I've just flipped through the pages. So I definitely want to do one for this particular Ease game or Ease book, because it does have amazing artwork ranging from I believe from the Ease Origin all the way to Ease 7. Not necessarily Memories of Lacrimosa of Dana. I'm sorry. So obviously it doesn't have all the games, all the new games, but nevertheless a beautiful art book with a lot of great illustrations that I'll be doing a separate video to show you guys the content. And following the trend of books, of course, being full on the Kiseki train, or the Legend of Heroes train, I picked up this one, which is the Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, the characters. And it also includes Trails of Zero and Trails of Blue, or Azure as they called it. This is basically a character book, depicting different art models for the first 3 games, including the crossbow duology. I haven't really gone in detail on this because I want to avoid spoilers myself, but again, I'll probably do a book overview once I beat the duology games, and also the 3rd chapter, Trails in the Sky, the 3rd. So yeah, another fantastic book. And there's a second book that I believe includes the illustrations. This one focuses on the characters, but I believe the second art book focuses kind of like on the scenery and the different places and whatnot. So that's on my Amazon wish list. I'm kind of waiting for the price to drop. These books, for whatever reason, they hold their value pretty well, but looking forward to getting the second book. And again, when the time comes, I'll probably do a book overview for both of them. And last but not least, some figurines, I guess these are called, from Ease, Memories of Celceta. I was looking for just like some action figures or figurines. Obviously, there are no amiibos for any of the Falcom properties out there, but I ran into these pretty, I guess, cute mini figures here. These pertain to Memories of Celceta. I believe it's very interesting how these were released in Asia. I believe these were part of the collector's edition of Memories of Celceta, the Vita version. And I think the deal was like if you order the collector's edition, you would get one of three, like randomly, which kind of sucks because you could get one that you don't particularly like or something like that. But there are eBay sellers selling these guys separately now, and it's kind of funny because on the back it says "not for sale" because I guess these are part of that collector's edition that. Oops, there goes one. These are part of the collector's edition that were maybe leftovers. They didn't sell them enough, or I don't know what the deal is. But these were made in China, and for the collector's edition. But I had to get them. And when I first went to eBay, they did not have Adol Kristen. They only had Kalilika and Lisa, which they have their Asian, I guess, names. This one is Risa, which is, I believe, Lisa in the West. And I'm going to put a picture to show you guys the out-of-the-box characters. It's pretty cool. And then they have Can Lilica. It's kind of funny how she basically has the same name as in the West, but there's an extra N. In the West is Kalilika, and this is Ken Lilica. So I thought it was interesting. And of course, the star of the show here, Adol Kristen. This is the one that I ordered the first two female characters, and I had to wait a little bit before Adol became available for sale. These are not necessarily cheap. I think Adol was like $25, and the other two were 28 piece. So definitely not as cheap as an amiibo or anything like that, but I really wanted to get something because I love the E series, and I really wanted to get some representation in terms of action figures or mini figures on my shelves. So it can get dangerous because I also found out that the Trails series, the Legend of Heroes series, they have their own little mini figures, if you will. So I'm trying not to get too involved in that because that can get dangerously expensive. There are more characters in that particular RPG series, so we'll see what happens. But so far, pretty happy with the E's Memories of Celceta characters. So that's it for now, guys. These were all my up-to-date JRPG pickups for 2020. As I mentioned, I'm still waiting on E's Origin on Nintendo Switch, the collector's edition. That'll probably be my last of the year unless there is something outstanding out there or something that I forgot to show you guys. But I think this is a pretty good summary of what I picked up this year. So thank you guys for tuning in once again, and I will talk to you all later. Take it easy.